Now, for all the Viking fans that have been following us, listening to us, watching us, this is your time to shine. This is the school check-in. School check-in. And I'm going to tell you this much. The next time we release a full episode, training camp will have begun for the Minnesota Vikings. Pat P is currently in Minnesota in his new pad. Vikings training camp break down. The practices start next Wednesday, which is the 28th. 28th through the 31st, no pads. The first padded practice is August the 2nd. They have a joint practice with the Denver Broncos on August the 11th and the 12th. The first preseason ball game will be against the Broncos, and I think that's in Minnesota, August the 14th. Football is here.
Football is
here. I mean, you got this week, you got the Steelers and the Cowboys reporting to camp early because they have the Hall of Fame game, and the remaining NFL teams report the following week. Man, football is here. Some recent Viking notes we have to hit on. Michael Pierce suffered a calf injury. Training camp availability is in doubt, but they're saying he should be ready to go by week 1. Pat P, as an individual, you're a veteran, been around for quite some time. You know, what are your individual goals for training camp?
Honestly, Mac, I never really set training camp goals, but for the most part, every day I write myself a letter not a letter, but I write myself a few words every day just as a reminder. It's an opportunity to get better, be better, and get better. That's my message to myself after every practice, after every film section I watch, even if it's a bad film session or a good film session. Be better, get better. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be better and willing to get better, you're going to be where you want to be at the end of the year. You're going to end up being where you want to be when it's all said and done. So, my goal is obviously, continue bringing up these young guys, continue being Pat P. I feel like I had a great OTAs mini camp. Feel real confidence with the defensive scheme. I'm just ready to play ball. Like you said, football is here. This time of the year, I always get very anxious because, it's nothing like being on the gridiron with the guys, putting that work in with your teammates, fighting for that one common goal. And that's obviously collecting enough wins to get in the playoffs and to win a championship. I felt like we took some strides this OTAs and minicamp. A lot of guys are very in tune with this upcoming season. A lot of guys have a lot of enthusiasm about the season. So I'm excited to see how this training camp is going to go. But my main goal for myself is to get better and be better.
No question. When you look at the team goals, this is your first stint with the Minnesota Vikings. I know for me, when I became a vet, there were certain things that I look for in the team collectively. You know what I mean? For us, when it comes to continuity, the chemistry on both sides of the football, just the depth. Are there anything you're watching in totality with the team? During training camp, throughout training camp.
For sure. I definitely want to continue to see just the morale continue to build, just the energy that we have, just always have that. Like I remember BA used to always say, we don't need none of that fake juice. We don't need no fake juice. We want guys that's coming there to work and really dialed in each and every day. Guys taking care of one another, being brothers keepers. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you only good as the man next to you.
So no question.
We want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Everybody is locked and dialed in because it's a long season and we're going to need everybody at some point. Every guy that's on that roster at some point is going to play. I tell all the young guys, not like I remember my young guy, Jace, last year in Arizona, just very, he was undrafted, came from Arizona, University of Arizona. He came in, he was like, man, just very frustrated. I'm like, bro, be patient. Trust me, you're going to get your time.
Better be ready.
No doubt about it. When that time comes, you have to be ready. So my biggest thing is making sure these young guys are ready, making sure the guys, the backups, make sure they not only understand their role, but also understand what they mean to the team. Mm-hmm. Because once a starter or a guy in front of you goes down, we can't have no drop off.
No.
We got to be able to trust you. We got to be able to believe in you that you can go in there and get the job done. So my main thing is continue building these guys' confidence that's backed up, and also having these young guys and, you know, the guys who are backing up starters understand that, you know, don't get in your feelings, because at some point you're going to play. Then when you do play and mess up, whose fault is that?
Yeah, your fault.
So always be ready.
No question. I can tell you the one thing that I'm watching for the Vikings, with the Vikings during training camp, the cornerback battle opposite of you, Pat P. You got Cameron Dantzler, who I love, coming out of Mississippi State. Yeah. He will be in year 2. You brought in Brashard Breeland. I don't know exactly the status of Jeff Gladney, who played pretty good football last year. First round, if I'm not mistaken. He was a first rounder last year.
Yeah,
but right now, you look at the cornerback battle opposite of you. That's going to be an intriguing battle. You know, I love the length of and the athleticism of Cameron Dantzler. You love the experience that Brashard Breeland will provide as well. Yep. So that's going to be a unique battle. And then also the development of Irv Smith. This is year 3, I think, for Irv Smith, former second-round selection out of Alabama. Talent is there. The potential is there. Now it's time for him to take flight and take off. Rudolph is no longer there. He's more athletic than Rudolph. He just needs to be able to be more consistent. But I think this is going to be a huge year for Irv Smith, not just because of his individual skill set that I just highlighted, Pat P. But you look at the offense, right? You got a running back who is a star in Dalvin Cook. You got an up-and-coming star in Justin Jefferson, and you got a guy who's nothing but a red zone nightmare for most opposing defenses in Adam Thielen, not to mention he's a guy that can move the chain and very, very consistent in the offense. So you really can't devote a lot of attention to Dalvin. If you do, you're going to give opportunities for Thielen and Justin Jefferson. So Irv will have matchups in his favor.
Yeah.
He just got to cash in. I think he will. So that's that. These are things that I'm going to monitor from afar. And hopefully I get a chance to come up to Minnesota and be there in person. Maybe we can kind of do a little mini ATC show, all things covered show right there in Minnesota, right off the grass, man. Get it popping. But we will see. But those are something that I'm watching out for. And I know the Viking fans, they're probably nodding their head as they listen to me or watch me, because they're like, yo, yeah, Irv Smith, it's time for Irv to take off.